And welcome back to Walk the Cinema podcast, where we walk the cinema so we can talk the cinema. Today's episode, we bring you Logan Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us the plot of
Well,
Logan
they're
Lucky?
trying to do a robbery heist thing during a NASCAR race at a speedway in Charlotte, and the main character is recruiting people for the beginning of it, and then they do the heist. I don't really know what they're doing the heist. I feel like that wasn't very explicit to me.
Yeah, I mean, the main character, Jimmy.
No, he loses his job,
Logan,
yeah.
He loses his job and
But that's enough for someone to go rob a...
Well, I think like the catalyst that they kind of give you is the fact that his ex-wife, and her new husband are going to be taking his daughter across state lines.
Yeah.
To be moving, since the new husband is going to be opening up a new...
I mean, I got all of it. I just don't know if
any
of it was enough for him to be like, I'm going to do a robbery now.
I mean, maybe not, but I do think that they try to at least say that this family was okay with crime already.
There's also the family curse, the Logan curse that they brought about a bunch of times, but they never really explained where it came from. Like, yeah, Adam Driver lost his arm, and the main character busted his knee, but they don't really explain why it's a curse and not just two coincidences.
I guess you're right about that, but I don't think it's like a big thing. They just feel like their family is unlucky.
Okay.
But there's the three siblings. We have Jimmy, who's our main character. We have Clyde, who is his younger brother, and then they have a younger sister who's Millie. And it was interesting to see their sibling dynamic, I guess.
If we go back to what the director of this is, Steven Soderbergh, he's done a lot of heist movies in the Ocean's trilogy, so he's more than qualified to make this.
That's true. I've never actually seen any of the Ocean's movies besides Ocean's 8, which he did not direct. I think he just produced it.
Probably, yeah. Produced it.
The only other movie I've seen of his was The Laundromat.
That's not good. That's not a good example.
Yeah, it's not a good movie. It's just...
I think he stopped making movies for a while, and then he did Logan Lucky, Laundromat, and then Let 'Em All Talk all in a row.
Well, this one was far more enjoyable than The Laundromat, in my opinion.
I think I like Let 'Em All Talk more, to be honest. That's very controversial right there, but just my opinion.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so I have no idea.
He's also direct other classics like Aaron Brockovich, I think, is a classic in my eyes, and Sex, Lies, and Videotape, which I really like that too. But overall, I don't know. His career has a lot of ups and downs. He did Contagion, which was popular when the pandemic started. Everyone was watching it.
Yeah, I would say that this is more of a high on his career then. You know, like it's...
I would say it's towards the lower end.
I liked it. I liked it enough that I could definitely rewatch it.
No, I definitely don't want to do that.
And not be bored. I thought the characters were interesting. It was fun to see all of these actors I know that try to do a southern country accent.
I mean, I guess that's funny, but if you didn't know the actors, how funny would that be?
I mean, I guess, but there's a lot of actors in this that I was surprised to see, like Seth MacFarlane and Hilary Swank.
Yeah, she showed up towards the end.
Yeah, they just kind of appear, and in some cases, I feel. It's fun. It was fun though. It was a good time, but you have, everything a typical heist movie has. You have them planning it out.
Well, first you have
people.
The motivation exposition for all the characters, which I think was a little lackluster. It wasn't as bad as Army of the Dead.
Yeah, you at least get a sense of who these characters are, I would say.
A little bit more, yeah.
At least our central family, I guess, or the family that we focus on. Like, you know that they care about each other. You know that they are all supportive of Jimmy, the main character's daughter. Her name's Sadie. And that they always, it seems that they've always had each other's back, you know. They had a code word for getting into shenanigans, which was cauliflower.
Did you just say cauliflower?
They overpronounced cauliflower.
Yeah.
I say cauliflower. But yeah, it has, and then we meet the explosives guy, Joe Bang.
Yeah, of the Bang family.
And yeah, his brothers.
Yeah, he has his brothers, which I feel like they're such unnecessary characters.
No, but yeah, that's valid, but I think that they at least have some, like, they're like the comedic relief.
I mean, the movie's a comedy. They should all be the comedic
but
relief.
I'm saying, true, but I'm just saying that I feel like they have more, like, one-liners.
They're the more,
like,
they have their shtick of being dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, I got some laughs out of it.
Yeah, we only do crime if it's for a moral purpose.
So you just got another one right there.
It's kind of like that. And then it was kind of interesting to see, I guess, you'd think that they're just like, Joe Bang's just gonna use an explosive a stick of dynamite to blow up the vault to get the cash, but he uses actual science and math to blow it up.
Yeah. That teaches you how to make a bomb. So kids, if you want to learn how to make a bomb, you could go anywhere on the internet, really. But you could also watch Logan Lucky. Don't recommend it. You're going to get in trouble, but...
But, you know, some of the sequences were fun. A little convoluted, I would say. Like the one where they're getting into the bank vault. Not the one that they're trying to break into, but they're kind of, I guess, practice round? Or I can't remember what exactly the purpose of it was, but the one where they send her the cake and then the exterminators have to come because they sent in the cockroaches to eat the cake. Yeah. I forget what the purpose of that one was. I think maybe
that was to lock the safe. Maybe, I don't know.
No, it wasn't that. There was something about like them fumigating the rooms that I think was part of it, but
the two other Bang brothers are the ones that were the fumigators.
That's right. But see, like, there's like some sequences that I feel were convoluted and didn't really further.
It is fun while you watch it, but I don't know. I see a lot of love for it since it came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's a little bit forgettable, but I think it's still watchable, and it's very like.
I think it tries a little bit too hard for me, though.
Maybe
it falls flat.
I mean, I'm not bored while I'm watching it.
I think it falls flat, and it's kind of uninteresting in how it develops everyone. Literally everyone. Like the sister, the Logan sister is kind of just nothing. You said that the Bang brothers are, funny, but besides that, they also add nothing. You could just have Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, and Daniel Craig, and that would be enough to pull the heist.
Yeah, that's true. And it probably would have been a little bit more entertaining if it was just the three of them doing their thing. But
David Denman, from The Office, was so bad. He was really bad in this.
I didn't think he was the worst character in this.
Who do you think it was?
To be honest, it was definitely Riley Keough, or however you say her name. I think that's how you say her name.
But she's useless.
It's not just that she's useless. I just thought her acting was also really bad, especially at the beginning of it. Like the way she said her lines when she was doing her client's hair or her niece's hair. it felt so unnatural. Like she did, like this was her first acting job. It felt like.
Is she there so they can make hot sister jokes, or
I guess so, because that was the part that was their moral reasoning to get the other Bang brothers in. It was because the grocery store employees were hitting on their hot
honestly,
sister.
just saying Bang Brothers kind of just lost its fun now. They had a lot of actors in this, and I guess you can point and say, "I know that person."
Yeah, you could definitely do that. I mean, there was also a Jim O'Heir from Parks and Rec that was in this, and not that his character is any of substance, because he's just the guy that fires our main
Oh, he shows
character.
up later.
Yeah, he shows up later, but it's
Does
not
nothing.
in any real capacity for moving the plot line. And then obviously it has the same twist ending that I feel like all heist movies
Oh,
have,
it's so bad.
where not everything is what it seems, you
That
know?
that they do the fast paced compilation showing you that what actually was happening or actually was thinking. So he's like, oh, he's not that bad of a guy.
Yeah, he decided to give back some of the money to make it look like, that was all that there was, or at least to throw people off their trail, but then didn't tell anybody that he kept. Well, he didn't tell the Bang brothers or.
He gave some money to the Bang brothers. He buried it in the tree that he had and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That would probably get him killed in real life if he tried to pull that off.
Maybe. Also, I felt like, because they did help the people that kind of inadvertently helped them, such as the bank lady whose car they hit
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
to
Also,
get
the
out,
girl that
and
gave
the
him
guy
the
from the.
tetanus shot that he ended up dating at the end.
Yeah.
Also, the part of this that I thought was unique and actually kind of well thought out and fun was that they took him out of jail and then put him back in jail as their alibi, and they had the fake riot, and then they faked the fire so that the firemen would come and check that they were there the whole time, even though they weren't.
Yeah, and I also, one of the things that is you have to suspend your belief because movie magic and stuff, but there was a lot of things that just ended up making or aligning for them, such as I can't remember the character's name, but he's played by Sebastian Stan, the racer that's very into his body. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? He lied and said that he didn't know, or he didn't see two guys coming out of the tunnel.
Because he was pissed at the
Yeah,
owner
because
of
he
the
was pissed at the
team.
other
Yeah,
guy. And then the warden didn't want to say that there was any possibility that any inmates could have escaped because he doesn't want to look like a
yeah. That's
bad.
kind of the shtick of the owner during the whole riot. He was avoiding calling for help.
Yeah, so it's kind of like those things had to perfectly line up, and they work in a movie, I
I
guess.
guess I don't know.
If you're not nitpicky. But I do think it's kind of lazy writing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to
Like
be
you're
very
writing.
smart. For what it is, just has to be entertaining, really.
Yeah, it's entertaining, I guess. That's true. It doesn't nothing ever has to be
Unless it's
groundbreaking, I
going
guess.
for smart or like it calls itself smart, like the Nolan movies. If you're trying to be smart, that's when you gotta be smart.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and attack the
I'm
Nolan
not.
movies,
I'm
or.
not attacking anything. I'm just saying if it's going for smart, then it better be smart.
Yeah, that's true.
If
I guess this
but
isn't really
I don't
going for
think I
smart.
don't think this is going for smart now. I think this is just going for entertaining, and I mean, for the length of it, it was mostly entertaining. I feel like it dragged a little bit, especially when after the heist, and the heist itself was kind of underwhelming.
It does drag a little bit in certain areas, but then it also, I feel like, kind of speeds things up very quickly, or it like gets through certain
The
sequences.
first hour is so fast that it feels like the movie's about to end.
Yeah, exactly. Like it goes through the process of getting to the heist pretty quickly. It kind of
Yeah.
rushes the I wouldn't necessarily it rushes the intros to the characters, but it does it doesn't fully flesh anything out. I think at the beginning it's just kind of like, okay, here's some bullet points. Take it how you will.
Yeah. People love this, and I would love to hear why, though.
I don't love it, but I do like it.
I'm fine with it. I don't dislike it, but I also don't really like it.
Oh, and I guess one other thing that I can think of about the movie that I can comment on was it's amazing and incredible how many movies set in like the country or quote unquote country as West Virginia is that uses that song Country Roads.
Hmm.
I feel like I've heard it just recently so many times in several different movies and
They
it's
just
incredible.
have to. They can't help themselves.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny, I guess. It's not a
Hmm.
bad song. I do like the song,
Yeah, it's not a
but
bad song. That's what gets it away.
it's very cliched at this point, I think.
The only thing that saves it that it's not that bad
Yeah, for sure.
of a song.
Yeah, it's really hard not to sing anytime you mention it.
Even my parents were singing it.
I know because everybody knows it. It's an iconic song, but you know it's overdone maybe, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if this movie was trying to set itself up for a sequel or if they were just like whatever with the Hilary Swank character that is at the end and she was the FBI agent that was put on the case to figure out what had happened. And basically everyone was just like, "Okay, you can't find any cracks in the story, so we just got to give it up." And she makes an appearance at the very end at the bar that Clyde works at. And I
Hmm.
can't tell if it was like, oh, she's given up and she's just kind of going to go with the flow here. She just wants to get to know these people. Or if it was like, oh, like, we're going to make a new movie where we'll go more in depth with this.
Hmm. I doubt it. Since I mean, even if that was the intention, the box office would never allow that because it didn't really work too great.
No, and I also, it makes me wonder because at least on our copy of the movie, Hilary Swank's name is on the front of it, and she's only in it for
No, on the
roughly
DVD, yeah.
20 minutes, you know? I don't know. I guess we'll never know since this is not getting a sequel, at least anytime soon.
I don't think it would. I don't think the numbers are there for a sequel. The love is though. People love it.
Yeah, I think it definitely could potentially be a cult classic in the future. We'll see.
I think you easily would get Ocean's 8 sequel. Even for Steven, I trim by his first name because we're buds. I think even for him as a producer, it would make financially more sense
Yeah, that's valid.
because he's not putting up numbers lately.
Mm-mm.
Not
Yeah,
that
because
anyone cares about the box office, but when you want sequels of things, it has to succeed because the studios care about box office.
yeah, and all I can think about is the laundromat since that's, you know, the only one I've seen of his
Yeah,
besides
that was
this.
that
And
was Netflix though, so we don't really know the numbers, but people did not like it.
yeah, I'm just thinking about how people hated it. I
Yeah,
hated it. It was so unintelligible and incomprehensible. So
I just don't know what that was going for at all
I don't think anybody did.
because it was so confusing and like I don't think the movie was confusing. It was just confusing what it was trying to do with it.
Well, what did you give Logan Lucky?
6 out of 10. And let's hope that, I like his work better now that he's working with HBO.
Yeah, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was entertaining enough that I'd be able to watch it again, but it wasn't anything mind-blowing or life-changing, I would say. Like, it was just kind of okay, but I'd watch it again.
Yeah, I said earlier I wouldn't. I probably would if you forced me.
I don't think it would be a bad time to watch. You know, it's not a horrible time
I
to
can
sit
see
there
how
and
it's
watch it.
comfortable for some people to watch it as a comfort film. Not to me. But I guess I wouldn't oppose it too much if you wanted to. So we already bought it, so we have a lifetime of watching it ahead of us.
Yes. Well, that's all for this episode. If you want to like, subscribe, comment, rate us, whatever you can do on the platform that you're listening, and we'll see you next time.